we did a little double feature known as Babyratu.
It was a very exciting New Year's plan. Babyratu. So Baby Girl and Nosferatu. We did it in that order, serendipitously.
Indeed.
And I think it's the right order.
Interesting question. Yeah, I think it's the right order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't considered. Yeah, I do.
And they called that for nothing.
No.
So the reason they were sort of tied together for us was the idea that they're both about erotic coercion.
Indeed.
In their own ways.
Yes.
And, whether it's a vampire or some loser at work, it works out either way.
Harsh. He's a loser at work.
Well, he just seems like a loser at work. But yeah.
I adored Baby Girl.
I enjoyed it very much. The idea of anyone cheating on Antonio Banderas breaks my heart.
And he is so lovely in that movie.
Dear God.
Oh my God.
What a sparkling
of all, it's a movie full of, very provocative moments.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest gasp I had was a scene with him and Nicole Kidman where she admits something to him, and it's, oh my goodness.
He's just flabbergasted by it, and then she has to backpedal it later so that it doesn't seem as brutal. But then I didn't expect the movie to end the way it did. A good halfway through it, I was like, what the hell is going to be the end of this movie? Was not a problem with Nosferatu, since it's,
Since we all know.
a very old book that's been adapted illegally in the past, and that's why it's not called Dracula. And the fact that they've sort of diverged into the historical version of Nosferatu and comes back around to it having a credit at the end that finally gives, Bram Stoker his flowers for writing this and having it ripped off from him.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The ending was a surprise. What I thought was the most surprising about Baby Girl was I was expecting all of the erotic moments, but I wasn't expecting the sad moments. It's actually quite sad and deep, and I felt like it was really about women and longing and desire in a very deep way that I was not expecting, and I loved that.
Well, there's kind of empowerment in it that was, I didn't expect that either. Where it would be something that was just about this, fling with a loser at work. And it wound up being something about her really finding who she was and being able to bring that into her life in a way that made it more of a satisfying life to lead.
Yeah, and Nicole Kidman's great.
Yeah, and the thing I found interesting about Nicole Kidman's face in the film was that Nicole Kidman is insanely wealthy, but she was playing someone who's less wealthy, who's getting injectables to seem like a youthful leader in her business. And so it was interesting to make that a part of the plot. She has a little bruise from one of them at one point that's important. But it was interesting to see her playing a woman who's getting not great work. It's fascinating.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Now I know you loved Nosferatu.
Why?
Yeah.
Is it the most beautiful movie I saw in 2024 and in 2025? Because we watched that movie as the clock struck midnight.
Yeah, we had wine, and at midnight we toasted during Nosferatu.
So technically, we watched it during 2024 and 2025.
That's right.
And it might be the most beautiful thing I've seen in both years.
It's gorgeous.
Exceptionally shot. It's beautiful in its vision. It's dealing with some kind of grotesque stuff, and I know you're not a big fan of blood drinking.
I don't like vampires, generally speaking, so this was a harder one for me to get into. I love Nicholas Hoult. I love Willem Dafoe. The acting was fantastic. It's beautiful. I really like Robert Eggers, so I'm a fan of him as a director. So I thought it was beautiful. It was not as gripping for me as some other of the Robert Eggerses I've watched, but I was happy to see it and really transported by how gorgeously lit it was, and the composition of the shots and the acting. It was really well done.
Yeah, the performance of our vampire, of our Dracula, of Nosferatu, is phenomenal. The choices made for the Count are unhinged. You would never guess the actor beneath the makeup or behind the performance.
Yes.
The voice, the makeup, the face, everything about it. It makes a vampire into a truly undead thing.
Yes.
In a very fun way. And that mustache is fun.
It was one of the more interesting vampire movies I've seen. And I feel like a combination of Robert Eggers' style. But really, we'd love to know what you think. Have you seen either of these films?
And have you seen both? Did you do the Babyratu? Will you do the Babyratu?
Let us know.